So today I'm actually planting garlic, and what I'm doing is I'm actually using something that I bought from the store, an actual garlic clove that looks like this. As you can see, the skin needs to be peeled off a little bit, and for each clove that I'm able to get to, I'm just going to put it into the ground. So one clove should yield something like that you buy from the store, like this amount. So each of these cloves should actually yield that amount. So just because gardening is the way that it is, you never have control over the environment or anything else, unless you were a master gardener. You never know what can happen. So the goal is to plant more than what you need. So what I've done is I put a little note here. What I plant, I sometimes forget. So I put a little note in the day so that I can check back and won't plant anything here in the meantime. So to allow this to grow, because it does take some time, and I want to allow it to take some time. And I'm just putting them in the ground here. There's a certain way to do this, and as you can see, I've already placed one here. So there's a more strategic way of doing this. However, my way is not always the best way, according to master gardeners and people who have been really successful. But I've tried growing these before. They haven't been so successful, and I'm trying again. I didn't try this way, but I am now, and we'll see what happens. And so I have a few more boxes, garden boxes, around in which I will plant some of these. One of them being over here. Some weeds are growing, and some of the other items that I planted over here are no longer coming up. So I'll just have to pull up some of the weeds, and for some of the other weeds, need a little bee. It helps to pollinate gardens, and bees are excellent in gardens. Hi, bee. Hi. So the bee is making a cameo appearance. Thank you, bee, for your appearance and for your love, for your visit. While I take out some of these weeds, and I try again. This was filled with kale not too long ago. I wasn't that successful. I think what I learned from that experience is that I grew too much, and I didn't actually spread it out. And for that particular reason, I got a nice harvest, and I was pleased with that. Knowing that I didn't do it properly, I couldn't expect anything more. So I will check back in a little bit to allow this to grow. They say that this is an optimum time to grow garlic. However, I've also heard that depending on the grower in this particular location, they actually may surprise people. So it's hard to determine based off of traditional ways what grows best. So I always will just try and see what happens. And thank you for watching. It's now December, and these were actually the garlic cloves that I planted in September some time ago, and this is what came out. So only one bulb had a chance to grow. They are stated to say that they'll need at least 2 to 4 months to actually grow and mature. So they start off as one bulb and then they mature into multiple bulbs. But because they look like French onions or wild onions, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to prepare them as if that's what they are. And so I'm going to wash these off and make some soup with it. It's the best thing to have in December, for your immune system, and also just to get a little bit of extra. You can add the soup to a variety of different things, from greens to, if you're into different types of meats, you can add it to your meats for flavoring. And yeah, so it's very versatile. Adding a little salt, my ground Himalayan pink salt, a little pepper, a little Italian mixed herb seasoning, and these are just some basic ingredients or herbs to flavor it. This is rosemary. So that if I do choose to add this as a base to either a sauce, a meat product, obviously I wouldn't be cooking it as a meat product, but somebody else might. And maybe a tofu or a bean dish or something like that. And then I want to be able to flavor it a little bit differently, and I have that option. So I could just put salt in it, but again, this is going to be a soup, so I want the flavor to be a little bit more robust and a little bit more full. So I added a couple of extra seasonings there, and so what I'm going to do is allow this to simmer until it's wilted, and along with the oil that's in the pan, I'm going to place it in a pot with some water and let it boil some more. Now here are the wilted onion, garlic that I just sauteed, and they're in a little bit of water. So I'm going to cook these down in the water so it becomes a soup. So I'm going to turn off the heat and add some fresh cilantro and let that naturally wilt down. It'll add some extra flavor, and so that I don't have to cook it into it, it'll automatically blend flavor-wise. Have it fresh onion soup with herbs and fresh cilantro. A nice addition to any dish that you so choose, or alone by itself. Happy holidays.